大家好，我是童安瑞，我是挪威人，我也是诺迪科水产宁波有限公司的总经理。We are the first scaled up commercially operating doing land-based Atlantic salmon farming in China. We have a registered capital of over 45 million euros. When we are going into a phase 3, this will then may go up to 135 million euros. So we are doing a significant investments into this area in this plant. Right now we are scaling up our production here. We have 4,000 metric tons each year running now in operation with that kind of capacity. We are building another 4,000 metric tons we can produce of Atlantic salmon, and we're also looking beyond that to have another 12,000 metric tons by 2028. So we look to be a significant production company of Atlantic salmon. The RAS technology, which is it's recirculating aquaculture system. Maybe this can be an area of an excellency in that regard. So we look forward to see how can we play a positive role in the development of the Chinese aquaculture industry. We had our founder, Mr. Ove Nodland, a Norwegian who has been more than 25 years in Ningbo. And almost 10 years ago, he had a dream of being able to produce Atlantic salmon in China and be able to provide that directly to the Chinese market. And then after a lot of considerations and assessments and so on, together with the local government, this project was created. And after also looking at water qualities and nearby and other factors, this location was decided upon. And this is also a very good location. One thing is to actually have a land-based farming here. Another part of it is that we have a close distance to a big market around this Yangtze River Delta, where you have Shanghai, you have Ningbo, you have Hangzhou, and a lot of consumers in these areas. I think what we see here by being here in Gaotang and also in Xiangshan is that it has a long tradition of doing fisheries. And to have that seafood culture, I think it's an important aspect. And there's also a funny story around it, because our current head company CEO, he studied aquaculture many years ago in Denmark. And he back then studied about a famous Chinese person whose name is Fan Li. And Fan Li, more than 2,000 years ago, wrote the first book on aquaculture farming. And he comes from this area, you know, Fan Li in Dongqianhu, and there's a statue of him. So the traditions of aquaculture globally started in China, which we're very proud of. 33% of them come from Xiangshan, so we are also happy to provide this opportunity for local employment and also to be a part of this development of doing land-based Atlantic salmon farming in China. We see this year is a special year between Norway and China. It's a 70-year anniversary of diplomatic relations, and one of the topics that were discussed among the leaders of Norway and China was to see how can you collaborate more, especially within areas of green transition. And we think our project is such a wonderful example of how Norway and China can collaborate together on something. I encourage as many people as I meet from overseas to come and visit China, to come to and enjoy and experience how China has developed, to see for your own eyes the opportunities. The trend is very clear that the opening will continue, and I think that is good news.